Welcome to Central Park here for this National League Playoff semi-final second leg between the Kent Touchset Kings and the Bellevue Colts. Bellevue's wonder kid Connor Bailey in the background, and in the foreground a man who has seen it all, Len Silver. Kent chasing a 4-point deficit from the National Spirit Stadium on Friday night. It's a lead they're quite capable of overturning, but the matches between the Kings and the Colts have been tight here all season. Let's head into the pits and have one or two words with the riders. Okay, join me now is Jordan Palin. Jordan, your first season, your first taste of the playoffs. You looking forward to tonight?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have to dig deep tonight. It's going to be a tough one. Track, hopefully, going to stay all right. Weather's going to stay all right, so hopefully it'll be a good one.
And just going back to the first leg on Friday night, a 4-point lead. Obviously looking for more.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a 4-point lead, but that can be changed in the first heat if they get a 5-1. So hopefully we're just staying away from last place and them getting 5-1. So hopefully it all goes our way tonight for the Colts.
And it's a track you have ridden a few times this year and done quite well on.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoy this track here. It's a little track, a little tight, but I like it, so it's all right.
And obviously setup be completely different from what you're used to at the National Spirit Stadium.
Yeah, definitely. We have to. Bellevue's a lot more bigger, so we have to change a few things to get it going on this. Certainly a lot slicker, so if we can just get on from heat one.
And on a personal note, you've won the British Youth Championship, so congratulations on that. How's that been for you?
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to win it this year, so it looks good on my CV and all that. So I got it, so I'm happy with that.
Okay, cheers for joining us. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, joining now is a rider whose pedigree is increasing by the meeting, it seems. Beating Craig Cook the other day.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't expecting it, but I did it, and yeah, I beat him quite easily.
So back to the National League, chasing 4 points. It's a lead Kent are quite capable of overturning this evening.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be tough. Bellevue are good here, and I think it's going to be a challenge for us, but I think we might just pull it off.
And on a personal note, the season's been quite productive for you.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I started at Somerset at number 7 and got to number 2 spot. So yeah, it's going really well, and I got from number 3 here to number 1. So that was my goal to the start of the year, and I've achieved them. So yeah.
And obviously Glasgow did prevail over Somerset in the end, but a chance for a league title here with the Kings.
Yeah, it was hard because we had the reserves didn't go the best, but we all worked as a team. We got the reserve. We got Nathan going in the home leg. Bomber let him borrow an engine, and he was flying. So luckily we got Nathan going in the end, and yeah, we all finished on a high, and yeah, it was a really good season.
And the weather's back again from last time.
Yeah, I don't mind the rain, so I'm quite looking forward to it.
Okay, cheers for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you.
Joining me now is the Colts team manager, Stephen Williams. Stephen, 4 points up, but it's all on tonight, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, obviously we've got two good teams here, so it's going to be nip and tuck all night, hopefully. You know, we've got a 4-point advantage from Bellevue, which, you know, we could have done with a bit more, but the lads are up for it, so we just got to wait and see.
And it's a track that riders like Jordan Palin, Leon Flint have gone well on this year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've been here a few times. I think the most we've lost by is 4. But obviously Kent have had a few riders back now, and you know, our averages have changed as well as theirs. And so it really is in the lap of the gods. You know, as long as everybody we can get out there and mix it, then it could go either way.
And obviously you've got the weather, and also late in the year that's going to have an effect with bike setup as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, conditions later on in the year, it's always the same, carb setups and everything. Obviously, the threat of rain that's been around all day, it's, you know, we've been watching the forecasts. But at the minute, everything seems not too bad, so it's fingers crossed that we can all get going, and hopefully we can get the win. But it's going to be a tough meeting.
Okay, cheers for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, joining now is Kings team manager Chris Hunt. Chris, 4 points down, but full of confidence?
Yeah. You know, it's like we've said all along, this tie is going to be one of those which I think is going to go to the last couple of heats, to be fair. You know, we ride Bellevue well, and Bellevue ride Kent well, so I think it's 2 evenly matched teams. And you know, we're pleased that we've only got a 4-point deficit to catch up, and our plans to hit the road running, as it were. So fingers crossed.
And just at the end of the year, we've got a full team to play with.
Yeah, that's right. You know, that's the good thing. It's you know, we've been chasing all year, and we've rode our luck a little bit by getting to the playoffs because of injuries, and now we've got a full team. Let's hope we can reach that final.
And of course, if it is level after Heat 15, we have the phenomenon that is Golden Heats, which, from spectators' point of view, we're all intrigued to see how it works out.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't come to that, but you never know. We're prepared for it if it does, and we'll see what happens.
So just a quick word about Friday night. Obviously, the meeting was delayed by about 6 days in the end, but obviously a good performance to keep it to just the 4 points.
Yeah, you know, we had 3 engine failures on the night, so we feel ourselves a little bit unlucky not to have maybe won the meeting. So, you know, like I say, luck's not been on our side this year, so maybe we might get a little bit of luck in the last couple of meetings. We'll see.
I think that's the soundbite from the last few seasons, isn't it? Luck hasn't been on our side.
Yeah, but this year, you know, I mean, you know, we've probably tracked our full team about 4 times this year, so, you know, now we were all together for the important part of it. Let's hope we get the job done.
Okay, cheers for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you. We'll need it.
It's good to hear there from the riders and respective team managers of the 2 sides. We have here in attendance for the first time the Deputy Mayor of Swale Council. Let's hope he enjoys his evening. Let's hand up to Steve Girdwood for the commentary.
Well, thanks for that, Glenn, and well, hopefully the Deputy Mayor Roger Clark will be seeing some action, because we've just had quite a deluge, and the riders coming out to look at track conditions. If it does go ahead, we will give you the 2 teams there as per they were, as to the start that again. So you don't have to do that.
I just have.
Right.
Bear with. There you go.
Right, get it. Do it so that you're holding the camera, so that if they move, you're in position. Right. Okay. Let's go again. Right. Okay. Right. Well, thanks for that, Glenn, and well, hopefully the Deputy Mayor of the Swale Council, Roger Clark, will be watching some action, because we did have quite a heavy deluge, and some of the riders coming out, as you can see, to take a look at track conditions, and the 2 teams where if we do get action, they are lining up as they did in the first leg of this playoff semi-final at the National Speedway Stadium last Friday. So just say give you the lineups here tonight for the Bellevue Colts. At number 7 is Ben Woodall. At number 6, Ben Rathbone. Number 5, Leon Flint. Danny Phillips rides at number 4. Cole Bickley, the captain, is at 3. Connor Bailey is at number 2, and Jordan Palin is at number 1. And for the Kent Touch Tech Kings, Alex Spooner, he rides at number 7. Jake Mulford is at 6. Drew Kemp is at 5. Rob Ledwith, the captain, is at 4. Dan Gilks at 3. Hopefully he won't have any reoccurrence of what he had a couple of weeks ago, of course, when he could not ride in the Kent Laurels, taken ill in the pits beforehand. Jordan Jenkins rides at number 2, and Anders Rowe is in your picture, and he's also, hopefully, we will see him out in heat number 1. That's how the 2 teams line up. Kent, of course, must overcome that 4-point deficit from the first leg on Friday. It's going to be fingernail chewing stuff, but will we see any action? Well, quite amazingly, we are ready to go with heat number 1. It's dead on 6:30, but the riders are out on track, so that's a great sight to see. And this is the 4th time that the Bellevue Colts have been to Kent this season. They went down by 12 points in a Easter Challenge meeting to open up the season here. So 13 points they went down by. Steve Williams, I think he said in his interview with Glenn that they hadn't lost by more than 4, but of course I think he may have had selective memory loss there, going down by 13 points. But they did win here, of course, in the Cup, and then went down by just 4 points in the league. Of course, if they get a similar result than the last time he was here, we will have those golden heats. Will it happen? Heat number 1. Heat number 1 is going to happen, that's for sure. We've got Anders Rowe, Jordan Jenkins, Jordan Palin, Connor Bailey. That's the line-up as heat number 1, this National League playoff semi-final second leg gets underway. Let's soon to start there by Jenkins from the inside. He leads the way from Palin in second place. Rowe has got through on the inside in the second spot. Palin is in 3rd. Connor Bailey is at the back to terrific. Oh, and there's a crashing fall there for Connor Bailey, and he is staying down on the ground. The race, well, it's going to have to be stopped. Referee Paul Carrington in charge here this evening, but Bailey, well, just being caught out by track conditions there, unfortunately, sliding off on the 3rd turn, and the yellow exclusion light has come on for Connor, and well, good to see that he's got back to his feet and that he is okay. So it will be rerun with just the 3 riders only. So Kent, well, they were on a 5-1, which would have got rid of the deficit, of course, in one fell swoop, but Connor taking that tumble. He will be out of the rerun. We'll be going with 3 riders only. Shake of the head from the young Australian. So the 3 remaining riders then back at the start line. It was a great gate by Jordan off the inside gate position. He won Heat 1 at the National Speedway Stadium on Thursday. Kent got a 5-1 in that first race. So just going down by 4 points overall. Anders Rowe, that was a great cut back there on the inside on the opening lap. Let's see what happens in the rerun. The Touchstep Kings were on a 5-1 when the race was stopped. Out of the start, and again it is Jenkins who's made a good gate, and again it is Rowe that's got through into second place. Jordan Palin back in third. So it's exactly what Kent would have wanted with a super start in heat number 1. Jenkins it is who leads the way. It's been a bit of a torrid season for Jordan this year. He even retired, of course, midway through the season before he very quickly changed his mind, and he was able to rejoin the Touchstep Kings, and he could be leading them to a 5-1 here in heat number 1. A very good sized crowd has turned up here tonight, but unfortunately so has the rain. It has returned here in the opener as they come around to start the final lap. It is Jenkins that leads the way from Rowe in second place. Palin back in third, quite a distance behind. Of course, we do need to get to at least 10 races before a result can be given, or can be reached rather, but that's a super start for Jordan and Anders in heat number 1. Jenkins takes the victory from Anders Rowe in second place, third spot to Jordan Palin. And well, are we going to get to at least 10 races run? If we do, we have got a tied situation at the moment, because at 5-1 through Jordan and Anders, it means after 16 races over the 2 legs, as Jordan gets a great reception, the scores are dead level on aggregate, 48 points apiece. So on to heat number 2 then, and this of course the reserves race. So we have got off gate number 1. It is Ben Rathbone. Off gate number 2, Jake Mulford. Off gate 3, it is Ben Woodhull, and from the outside, Alex Spooner, who scored paid 5 on Friday at the National Speedway Stadium. Jake just scored a point from his 4 rides. The 2 Bens were Rathbone scored paid 5 and Woodhull scored paid 4. Will the Kent reserves have the upper hand over the Colts reserves here tonight as the race gets underway? And it is Mulford who's made a great start. He leads the way from Ben Rathbone in second place. Ben Woodhull is in third. Alex Spooner is struggling a bit here on the opening lap, although he's closing in now on Woodhull, sorry. Jake Mulford it is who leads the way. He's away and gone. He looks as if he's going to be set for victory, but the 2 Bens were there holding off Spooner at the moment. But here comes Alex making a bit of a move. He's closing in on Ben Woodhull. There's 2 laps down, and Jake Mulford it is. He's built up a big lead from Rathbone in second place, Woodhull in third. Spooner only recently returned from injury. He's struggling a little bit with track conditions here in this one. As they start the final lap, Mulford is going to win by half a lap. Second place, it looks as if it's going to be Rathbone. Woodhull's holding off Spooner at the moment, although Alex, well, he is just closing in here as they come round to take the check. Mulford wins it, and well, that's a close finish, but the 2 Bens hold off Spooner. An excellent win there for Jake Mulford. Of course, he's no stranger to these sorts of conditions. He's a very accomplished grass track rider, and showing some good pedigree in that one. So after a couple of races, the Kings, well, they remain 4 points in front on the night, 8 points to 4, and on aggregate absolutely nothing between the 2 sides, 51 points apiece. So riders very swiftly out for heat number 3, just waiting for Danny Phillips to readjust his clutch. The riders out for this one, we've got Rob Ledwith off gate number 1. Ledwith's had a couple of excellent wins at the National Speedway Stadium on Friday, having retired in his first ride, scored 8 points in that meeting. Gate number 2, that's his Carl Bickley. He struggled a bit on Friday, he only scored 6 points without a race victory. Gate number 3 sees Dan Gilks. He finished with a win at Bellevue, finished with paid 8 for his 4 rides, and off gate number 4, Danny Phillips, who started off very well with a couple of wins at the NSS, and finished with paid 10 in that meeting. That was then. This is now heat number 3. 8 points to 4 on the night, 51 points a piece on aggregate. 2 very, very evenly matched sides. Go loggerheads here in heat number 3. It is Ledwith from the inside, who's made a good start. Dan Gilks has just, there was a bit of contact there possibly between him and Danny Phillips. Phillips is staying down the race. Well, it has been stopped by referee Paul Carrington. And, well, we thought there may, the amount of time that he took for the race to be stopped, he was making he was thinking his decision, and he has decided that the rider in yellow in your picture, Danny Phillips, has been excluded as being the cause of the stoppage. That will not go down at all well with the Bellevue management. I'm sure Steve Williams and Graham Goodwin, will be straight onto the pits phone to Paul Carrington, but well, sometimes they go with you, sometimes against you. That's gone against Kent in against Bellevue in heat number 3. Phillips has been disqualified as being the cause of the stoppage. The 2-minute time allowance comes on. Phillips is out. So the 3 remaining riders out for heat, the rerun of heat number 3 then. So the second time in 3 races a Bellevue Colt has been excluded. And well, obviously Connor Bailey in the first, in heat 1, that was a clear-cut decision. That was a little bit more debatable, but Paul Carrington, that's the decision he made. He's the man that gets paid to put his finger on the buttons. And so Phillips is out, Bickley by himself against Gilks and Ledwith, who had made good starts. Let's see what happens in the rerun of heat number 3. And, well, great start there by Ledwith, and a very good one by Gilks as well. Bickley is back in 3rd. It is another 5-1 for Kent. They got one in heat number 1. And are they possibly going to get another one in heat 3, which would see them take the lead? Although Bickley's come through on the inside of Gilks. He moves through into 2nd place. Bickley, very experienced rider indeed. He's had a lot of success in his fledgling speedway career with Workington and Bellevue as he comes round to, or they come round to start lap number 3. It is Ledwith who leads the way. Still ahead of Carl in 2nd place. Dan Gilks, well, he isn't losing ground. In fact, he could be re-challenging Bickley here as they start the final lap. It's close between all 3 riders. Ledwith leads the way. Bickley in 2nd. Watch for Gilks. He's making a challenge here on the back of Carl Bickley. It's going to be a race to the line. Ledwith is going to take the victory. 2nd place does go to Carl Bickley. 3rd spot to Dan Gilks. But it's a 4-2 for the home side, and it does mean that they take the lead on aggregate for just the, well, for the first time obviously tonight, and well, the last time they was in front was after heat number 2 at the National Speedway Stadium, but they have got the lead on aggregate, albeit by a couple of points, after heat number 3. So moving on to heat number 4, and this one which sees Alex Spooner coming out off gate number 1. Alex, perhaps a bit surprisingly, he didn't manage to find a way past either of the 2 bends in heat number 2. What can he do off of the inside gate position in this one, where Robert Ledwith, well, he was victorious in heat number 3 from that gate position. So Spooner off gate number 1, Ben Wooders off gate number 2, Drew Kemp off gate number 3, and Leon Flint, who was superb in the first leg with 14 points out of a possible 15. He's off gate number 4 as the race gets underway. Flint has made a good start off gate number 4, and he leads the way from Kemp in 2nd place. Spooner doing better in this one. He's in 3rd ahead of Woodall, so getting his revenge at the moment over Ben as 2 races going on in heat number 4. Held in front, it is Flint that leads the way from Kemp in 2nd place. Spooner is in 3rd as the rain returns. Woodall at the back. The riders coming around to complete lap number 2 then, and it is Leon Flint, who's carrying on where he left off at the National Speedway Stadium. He leads the way from Drew Kemp in second place. Alex Spooner looking much more comfortable in this one and up to speed in third ahead of Woodall as they come round to start the final lap. Then it is Leon Flint that still leads the way. Kemp in second place. Alex Spooner still holding on to third ahead of Ben Woodall, but it's close between those two as they come round to take the checker flag. Spooner's under pressure from Ben Woodall as they cross the line. Spooner just holds on to that third place. So it's a bit difficult to film that race. There's two separate races going on in heat number 4, but it results in a win for Leon Flint. Could be a danger man here for the Colts this evening, but with Kemp and Spooner filling in the minor places, it does mean that Kent still hold on to a 6-point lead on the night, 15 points to 9, and leading by a couple of points on aggregate, 58 to 56. That's the result of heat number 4. Well, not everyone's got here on time. That, of course, is our ace commentator, Glenn, with his lovely wife, Chair, and also Little Lils and Taylor as well, better known as Ed. And well, they have just turned up, but they are here and ready to watch the action as the crowd were there also ready to take the action in here in heat number 5. We've got the yellow exclusion light has come on, and there will not be a rider coming out. Well, there will be, but it will not be Connor Bailey, as we are waiting for, we've just got the new 2-minute time allowance, and he will be coming off a 15-metre handicap. So Bailey, well, he was due to come out off of gate number 1, so the riders will have to change their order for this to take place. We'll get back when Connor comes out in a moment. Well, you can see just how heavy it is raining here at Central Park, but the riders, well, they are all out now, and we're ready to go with heat number 5. As Connor Bailey, he's coming out. Well, I've got no idea where he's going to come out of. He was off gate number 1, but it now looks like, well, indeed, he's now moved off to gate number 3, 15 metres back. Jordan Palin is off at gate number 1. No, I'm not. No. In actual fact, I'm not even sure whether that is Connor Bailey. No, they're not going to let this race continue because that is a different rider. That is Ben Rathbone, who's coming out to replace Connor Bailey. So all sorts of confusion, not only here but in the box as well. But we're now ready to go. So it's Rathbone off 1, Gilks is off 2, Palin off 3, Ledwith from the outside. Heat number 5 gets underway, and that's a super start by Ben Rathbone. He leads the way, but here comes Ledwith around the outside, and the skippers, well, he was moving through in the first place. Look how tight it is between those two riders, but Ledwith is and takes the lead. Rathbone riding a good race in second place. Here comes Gilks on the outside of Rathbone, and he's trying to get through into that second place. Jordan Palin is at the back. Here comes Gilks on the inside, and a huge cheer goes up from the Central Park faithful because Kent are on a 5-1. Palin has now got through in the third place as Rathbone, where he's gone from first to third. Out in front it is Robert Ledwith that leads the way. Dan Gilks is in second place. This is a super effort by the Touch Tech Kings pairing. Conditions very tricky indeed as the rain still continues to fall here at Central Park. It's a 5-1 for Kent. This would see them move 10 points up on the night and would give them a 6-point lead on aggregate as the crowd roar their approval and they stand to salute the riders after heat number 5. It was super riding there by the two Kent riders, Rob Ledwith and Dan Gilks, to come through into first and second place, getting the better of Ben Rathbone as the riders come round to receive the applause from this very good size and partisan crowd here at Kent this evening. And Rob Ledwith Quite a great captain's ride that was by him to come through in the first place, and then Dan Gilks to join him for that fantastic 5-1 in heat number 5. Kent in control of this semi-final at the moment. So the riders out for heat number 6, and we've had to wait a little while because Ben Rathbone's having 2 on the trot, but thankfully the rain has not returned. So the lineup, we've got Anders Rowe off gate number 1, Leon Flint off 2, Jordan Jenkins 3, Ben Rathbone from the gate 4. Flint it is, has made a good start. He leads the way from in second place. It is Anders Rowe, Jordan Jenkins is in third, and at the back it is Ben Rathbone. So Leon Flint it is who leads, but here comes Anders on the inside, and he's ran away past, and Flint, well, he very nearly came down there. There was definite contact between Anders and Leon. Leon doing very well to stay on his machine. He certainly had a bit of a moment there, but he did very well to control his machine and regain his composure, and he's holding on to that second place. Oh, what a move that was by Anders Rowe. We've seen him do it plenty of times this season. He really does know how to ride the inside line here at Kent, and he's leading the way here, going on to the last lap. Second place it is Leon Flint, third spot Jordan Jenkins. It's another 4-2 for the home side, and this is going to see them extend their lead to 8 points on aggregate as Anders, well, he receives the applause. He wins his first race of the night. Second place goes to Leon Flint, third spot to Jordan Jenkins. Some great action in that one. It's another heat advantage for Kent then. They now move into a 24 points to 12 lead on the night, and a 67 to 59 lead on aggregate as Anders makes his way back straight back into the pits. After that victory, he's unbeaten by an opponent after his first 2 rides. Thrilling action in heat number 6. The 2 minutes on for race number 7. So the riders swiftly out on track for heat number 7. Then, of course, we must get to 10 heats as it stands at the moment. Kent, if they can get another 4 races in and no more, they would be making it through to their first ever National League Grand Final. They've been in the semi-final a couple of times in their 7-year history, but never got through to the final. Of course, they went out in the semi-final to Eastbourne last year, a team that went on to beat Mildenhall in the Grand Final that last season. Leicester, of course, they will await the winners of this intriguing semi. We have got Drew Kemp, Jake Mulford, Cole Bickley, Danny Phillips. That's the lineup. Heat number 7, and Phillips, well, he's anticipating the start. Paul Carrington very swiftly put the red lights on. That'll be a warning for Phillips. He didn't touch the tapes, fortunately for him. Twitchy nerves from the Bellevue Colts riders. We'll be going again with heat 7. So second attempt then at heat number 7. Cole Bickley got second place in his first ride behind Rob Ledwith. Off gate number 2, Drew Kemp, who got a second place in his first ride behind Leon Flint. Gate 3, Jake Mulford. Oh, sorry, gate 3 is Danny Phillips, of course, who was excluded in his first ride. And off gate number 4, Jake Mulford, who got an excellent win in heat number 2. This obviously a harder heat for Jake as race number 7 gets underway. It's pretty tight going into that first bend, but it is Kemp that comes out on top. He leads the way. Phillips is in second. In third spot it is Bickley. At the back it is Jake Mulford, but not much between all 4 riders as Drew it is then that leads the way. Phillips riding a good race in second place. Bickley still holding on to that third. Jake Mulford at the back. It's a shared heat. This would suit Kent more than it would Bellevue, obviously, with the Touch Tech Kings holding an 8-point aggregate lead. It is Kent then that leads the way from Phillips in second place. Looks like he's going to finish his first race of the night. Bickley back in third with Jake Mulford not going to get amongst the points in this one as they start the final lap. It's the rain, well, it has returned here to Central Park with a vengeance as Drew, well, he's going to come round and win his first race of the night. Second place is going to go to Danny Phillips. Third spot to Bickley with Jake Mulford failing to score in that one. The heavens have opened up again. Are we going to get another 3 races in? You can see on your screens just how heavy the rain is coming down. It's going to be A hard decision to continue the racing, but well, do we want these two sides to have to reconvene here in a couple of, or next week? We certainly do not. I do hope to get at least another 3 races run as Drew celebrates with the fans with that victory in Heat 7. So the riders coming out for heat number 8. The rain is still falling. The line-up, we have got Ben Woodall off gate number 1. Alex Spooner is off gate number 2. Gate number 3 sees Connor Bailey from the outside. Jordan Jenkins. Really is fantastic. These riders are giving their all to get to at least heat 10. As Spooner's made a great start there off gate number 2. And it's he that leads the way. Jordan Jenkins has come round to join him as well. Connor Bailey now coming around the outside of Spooner, but it is Jenkins that leads the way. Track conditions getting very difficult, as you can see, as Jenkins, he won his heat number 1, he could be winning heat number 8 as well. He leads it from Connor Bailey in 2nd place. Alex Spooner is holding off Ben Woodall for 3rd at the moment. The rain, well, it is still falling down. The riders, well, they are still staying in their saddle, on their saddles. That's great to see as they complete that number 2. Jenkins held in front from Bailey in 2nd place. Alex Spooner, well, he's just holding off Ben Woodall for 3rd place at the moment. Again, 2 races going on in heat number 8 as Jenkins leads the way. Looks like he's going to make it 7 points from his 3 rides. Great effort by Jordan. Connor Bailey is going to finish his 1st race of the night. Alex Spooner, well, he's just holding on to 3rd. Ahead of Ben Woodall, it's going to be Jenkins that takes the victory. 2nd place does go to Connor Bailey, and 3rd place, a fight in 3rd there to Alex Spooner. Right, and the fans, well, they're giving all the 4 riders a great reception there. They really are doing magnificently well. All 14 riders here to continue with this meeting. We are 2 races away from a result being possible as Jordan takes the victory in heat number 8. It's a 4-2 for the home side. Kent move on to 31 on the night, Bellevue on to 17, and on aggregate it is 74 points to Kent, 64 to Bellevue, a 10-point lead. 2 races we must get through. Well, we're moving on with the action. The riders coming out of heat number 9. The rain is still continuing, and well, we have had a bit of a delay because the team managers for the Colts wanted to have a word with the Paul Carrington, but words have been spoken, and then the 2-minute buzzer came on. A big cheer went up from the Kent fans, obviously. They were on the crest of making it through to their 1st ever grand final. Heat number 9, Dan Gilks, Rob Ledwith, Leon Flint, Ben Rathbone. That's the lineup as the race gets underway. Ledwith has made a great start off at gate number 2, and so has Gilks. Flint is in 3rd, Rathbone is at the back. It's a 5-1 for Kent, and they can be 1 race away from making it through to their 1st ever grand final. As Rob Ledwith, he has been a complete star so far tonight. He's won both of his first 2 rides, and it looks like he's going to make it a hat-trick here in heat number 9. The rain's still falling down, but the Kent Kings are still leading. We're on a 5-1 as Ledders leads the way. Dan Gilks on his outside with Leon Flint. Well, he's taking his goggles off back in 3rd. He's just going to poodle round at the back. Dan Gilks certainly is not. He's coming round the outside of Ledders, and they're going to take a 5-1. 1 race away from making the grand final. Well, so that we've got 1 more lap to go on. I'm getting a bit excited there. Sorry about that, folks. As Gilks leads the way then from Ledwith in 2nd. Flint is still in 3rd. Rathbone is at the back. It is going to be a 5-1 for Kent. Dan Gilks wins it. 2nd place goes to Rob Ledwith. And here comes Leon Flint. He's just going to cross the line in 3rd place. Oh, well, 1 or 2 boos there. As the fans, well, no doubt there'll be no boos for this pairing of Dan Gilks and Robert Ledwith. A brilliant 5-1 by the Touch Tent Kings pairing, and Kent, they're on the cusp of making it through to their 1st ever grand final. They now move on to 36 points on the night, 18 points to Bellevue, and on aggregate it's 79 points to Kent, 65 points to Bellevue. 1 more race, that's all that's needed, and guess what, the rain has almost stopped. So we're coming out for what could be one of the, well, probably the most important race of the season so far for the Kent Touch Tech Kings, because we're ready for heat number 10, and after this race the match result can be given, and of course it would mean that Kent have made it through to their first ever National Development League Grand Final, where the Leicester Lion Cubs will be the opposition. What a mouth-watering final it could be, but we've got to get there first. This is heat number 10. The rain is still falling, but not as heavy as it was earlier. The line-up: Anders Rowe, Jordan Jenkins has been superb, Cole Bickley, Danny Phillips, Graham Arnold walks away, start march, or the referee releases the tape, and into the first turn when it is Bickley that's made a good start. He leads away. Here comes Anders Rowe around the outside of Phillips. He gets up into second place. Jordan Jenkins is at the back, but he's done some great work earlier this evening, as Bickley it is then who leads the way. Hasn't had a race win so far tonight as the Bellevue number 3, but he's leading in this one. The Colts captain, he's held in front. Rowe in second place, hasn't lost to a Bellevue rider so far tonight. Phillips is in third, Jenkins is at the back. It's a 4-2 for the Bellevue Colts as they go down the back straight. Then Bickley it is who leads the way. The Colts, well, they've not had a heat advantage all evening. This could be their first one of the night, and this would close the gap on aggregate to 12 points. Still time for the Bellevue side to get back into this meeting. It's going to be a win for Bickley. He wins heat number 10. Second place goes to Rowe, suffers his first defeat of the night. Third spot to Danny Phillips, with Jordan Jenkins failing the score for the first time tonight, but he had a couple of excellent race victories this evening. So after 10 races, well, things are a little bit more subdued here at Central Park, because that does see Bellevue get their first heat advantage for the night, and it does mean that they move on to 22. The Kent Touch Tech Kings on to 38, and on aggregate it is 81 to 69. So still a healthy 12-point lead, but it's still mathematically possible for the Colts to still win this over the 2 legs. Heat number 11 will be up next, or will it? So the riders out then for heat number 11, swiftly up to the line. Drew Kemp off gate number 1, Jordan Palin off gate number 2, gate number 3 sees Jake Mulford, and off gate number 4, Connor Bailey. The rain is very light now. They've done marvellously well to get through as many heats as we have been able to, as we get ready for heat number 11 then. Race gets underway. Good start by Jordan Palin off of gate number 2. He leads the way. The Colts are starting to get their trapping headed on now. It is Palin that leads the way, but with Kemp and Mulford in second and third, this will still be good enough for the home side. A 3-all, we'll be more than happy with that. At the back it is Connor Bailey, who has struggled here tonight with these track conditions, as held in front Jordan Palin. Well, he struggled in his first couple of rides with a couple of third places, but he's leading heat number 11. I would imagine the Kent riders are under orders from Chris Hunt, the team manager, not to do anything too rash, just complete the race. 3-alls have been more than adequate, as Palin leads the way, coming round to start the final lap then. Jordan out in front, Drew in second place, Jake back in third, Connor Bailey at the back. It's going to remain a 16-point lead on the night, and a 12-point lead on aggregate, with now just 4 races remaining. So Kent, well, they're getting close to it being mathematically certain that they will be making it through to meet Leicester in the grand final. But Jordan Palin will just stopping that result at the moment, as he wins heat number 11. Second place goes to Kemp, third spot to Mulford, nothing for Bailey. 41.25 on the night, and 84.72 on aggregate. So the riders out for heat number 12 then, and the line-up for this one, we've got Dan Gilts coming out in red. He's had a very steady night this evening as Dan won his last ride. Of course, Alex Spooner in blue, he scored P3 so far. Cole Bickley is in white, he had a win in his last ride. And in yellow, it is Ben Rathbone, who had a second place in his first ride, but has followed that with 3 last places. So 5-1 here for Kent would see them cross the line. It would give them a 16-point lead with only 3 races remaining. So a 5-1, probably not likely with Bickley in the race, but it is possible. What can Dan and Alex do against Carl and Ben as the race gets underway? Jilks has made a good start, he leads the way. Here comes Bickley around the outside of Rathbone, he moves through into second place. Alex Spooner is in third. It's a shared heat at the moment. This would mean that Kent would still hold on to their 12-point lead, although that got very close indeed. Jilks and Bickley had a very close call there coming out the fourth bend, but it is Jilks that leads the way. What a season it's been for Dan. Of course, he started off in the reserve berth, and then he was injured at Plymouth and missed quite a chunk of the early season. But he's come back into the Kent side, and now he's a heat leader and has been riding absolutely brilliantly for the rest of this season. He's held in front from Carl Bickley in second place. In third spot is Ben Rathbone as they come round to start the final lap. A shared heat situation at the moment, and this would see Kent almost there. They would give them a 12-point lead with 3 races remaining. They'd only need 2 points from heat number 13. As Dan, he wins heat number 12. Second place goes to Bickley. Third spot goes to Rathbone. Alex Spooner tried hard but not quite able to find a way past Ben. And say a 3-all, that's our second in a row. 44 points now to Kent, 28 to Bellevue. And on aggregate it's 87 points to 75. So 12 points at Bellevue. They need 3 5-1s if we're going to get to golden heats here tonight. That's possible but unlikely, as Dan certainly was the man in heat number 12. He hasn't quite worked out how to do a wheelie though, has he? But the hero for Kent in heat 12. So is this going to be the race where Kent do finally make it through to a grand final? So it's been 7 years to wait, and it could happen in heat number 13. 2 points required. Can Anders and Drew get them? They're out against Jordan Palin and Leon Flint. Bellevue, as we said a moment or two ago, they need 3 5-1s, and then we'll get to those ghastly golden heats. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Heat number 13. 2 points will be good enough, as Palin has made a good start, and so has Leon Flint. Anders Rose back in third, Drew Kemp at the back, and this is not going to the script for Kent because they are on the wrong end of a 5-1. It is Leon Flint that leads the way from Jordan Palin in second place. Anders Rose in third, but we know what he is capable of. Can he possibly find a way past Palin, which will give them Kent the 2 points they require? You can forget about Leon Flint, he's on his way to another victory. He's out in front. Palin is holding on to the second place. Anders Rowe in third. Drew Kemp is at the back. This pair, of course, for Kent, they've already won silverware for the Touchset Kings when they won the pairs title. As here comes Anders Rowe on the inside of Jordan Palin, and this could be the moment that Kent make it through, but Palin comes back, but now he's come down, and that will be it. That will mean that Kent have booked their place through to the final as they come round as Palin is continuing the race. The crowd are going ballistic here as they, you can see here to our right, the home fans were delighted with that. As Kent, they have booked their place through into the grand final where they will face the Leicester Lion Cubs. The victory, well, it goes to Leon Flint. Well done to him, but well done to Anders Rowe, who came through into second place. The crowd, well, they've just been given the news that they will face Leicester in the grand final, which will take place the first leg here next week. It results in a 3-all in heat number 13. Then Leon Flint gets the victory. Second place goes to Anders Rowe. Drew Kemp in third. Jordan Palin gave it a great effort but unable to get amongst the points, so it does mean that Kent are through. They lead by 47 points to 31 on the night, and they lead by 90 points to 78 on aggregate with just 2 races remaining. Heat number 14 and so we must reiterate what we said earlier about the magnificent attitude of the riders to ride in this meeting this evening. All 14 of a credit to the sport, of course. Heat number 14, Rob Ledwith, Jake Mulford, Danny Phillips, Ben Woodall. The race gets underway. Problems there for Woodall at the start, and he's moved on to the infield. It is Rob Ledwith that leads away there from Danny Phillips in second place. Mulford is back in third, but not that far. Oh, there's a big crash there as Danny Phillips and Jake Mulford, where they both come down. And oh, that's a bad spill there in heat number 14. Hopefully we will see we'll get some better news of Danny Phillips. Jake Mulford, well, he is back to his feet, but Danny, well, he is still down on the ground. And so hopefully Danny will be able to get back very soon indeed. And well, he is moving, as you can see. And Paul Carrington has still not made a decision as to who calls that stoppage. Of course, one rider will be out, I'm afraid, but well, we obviously just wait and hope that Danny is able to get back to his feet. We'll give you some news when we have it.
First prize for £45 is a pink ticket, 90. 90. So we have some birthday.
Well, that's great to see. Danny is back to his feet, and well, he's just getting a bit of medical attention. But well, if he is able to, he will be able to come out for the rerun of heat number 14. There is Jake Mulford. His blue exclusion light has come on, but for Danny Phillips, who's just to the left of Jake, he will be able to come out if he is fit. So if we pan to the left a bit, Nick, you can see Danny Phillips there. He's just walking somewhat gingerly back at the back of the field there, and we may see him out for heat number 14, or maybe the other reserve, Ben Rathbone, will take his place. So the riders out for the rerun of heat number 14, and there's only two riders because Ben Woodall wasn't under power when the race was stopped, and Danny Phillips is also not out in this rerun. Not surprising really, did take quite a hefty fall, so Ben Rathbone has come out to take his sixth ride of the meeting, but out in front it is the oldest swinger in town. That is Rob Ledwith, who leads the way, maybe the oldest, but he's certainly not the slowest, is he? He has been quite brilliant here tonight, as leaders. The captain has led by example. It's going to be a paid 12-point full maximum. He has been absolutely superb, using all his vast experience that he's had, even though he's out of the sport for, I think, 22 years, but using all that experience he gathered in his early life, of course, to cope with these track conditions quite superbly. As they start the final lap, he's going to take another victory. This will be win number 3 for him, say paid 12 maximum. Ben Rathbone is going to get a couple of points in second place. Only the two finishers. It's going to be a 3-2 Kent then, as Ledders takes the checkered flag. Well done to him, and well done to Ben Rathbone for completing the 4 laps. But 3-2, sorry, that does mean that Kent, will they move on to 50 points, and Bellevue on to 33 on the night, and on aggregate it's 93 to 80. The nominated race to come, as Ledders gets a great reception, and hugely deserved as well. Well done, Rob. So quite amazingly, we've got to heat number 15 of this National League playoff semi-final second leg. Quite incredible. The lineup for the final race then, but of course it's not going to be the final action, is it? Because we've got the grand final in 7 days' time against the Leicester Lion Cubs. What a meeting that promises to be. The lineup for this final race: off gate number 1 it is Jordan Palin. Gate number 2 sees the unbeaten Rob Ledwith. Gate number 3 sees Leon Flint. He's had a couple of wins tonight, and from the outside it is Dan Gilks who has been superb this evening. He has scored paid 10 from his 4 rides. Here we go then, the final action of the night. It is underway, and it's that first fence, and it's Rob Ledwith who leads the way. Can he possibly get a maximum? Big crook fall there for Leon Flint. He has come down the race. Well, it's going to have to be stopped. The red lights are on. Dan Dilks and Rob Ledwith, they're on a 5-1, but obviously the race hasn't been stopped as Leon just doing a 360 there. And fortunately, he's back to his feet, got back very quickly indeed, but he couldn't get the bike off the track. So he has been disqualified as being the cause of the stoppage. We'll be going again with only 3 riders. So the 3 remaining riders back at the start line then. And, well, giving the riders plenty of credit. Let's also obviously credit the referee for getting this meeting run very quickly indeed. It's only just 8 o'clock, and also the track staff, of course, who've done a magnificent job in the weather conditions tonight. So can Ledders get a paid maximum as the race gets underway? Well, he's going to have to find a way past Jordan Palin if he is, because Palin has made the start. He leads the way. He's had 1 win so far tonight as the Colts #1. He's held in front from Jilks in 2nd place. Rod Ledwith is back in 3rd as they complete the opening lap then. Jordan Palin it is who leads the way. He was only back in 3rd place when the race was stopped, but he's leading the rerun in heat number 15. But Dan Jilks, well, he's all over the Bellevue youngsters, you can see. They complete lap number 2. It is Palin that's held in front. Jilks in 2nd place. Ledwith in 3rd. Is Jordan going to win his 2nd race of the night? Or will Jilks find a way past? Here comes Jilks on the inside, but Palin answers him back, and just had a shot there. Rob Ledwith has taken a tumble, but he has remounted. So it's all happening in heat number 15. It's Jordan Palin who's leading the way. They're coming around to take the checkered flag, and it is going to be the Bellevue rider that wins the race. 2nd place goes to Dan Jilks, and Rob Ledwith, well, he's going to come across the line in 3rd place, having remounted. So we finish up with a 3-all as Ledders, where he gets a great reception for his efforts here tonight. Certainly did lead by example, didn't he? It finishes with a 3-all in heat number 15. So Kent, they win this playoff semi-final 2nd leg by 53 points to 36, and on aggregate by 96 points to 83, as the riders entertain the fans with wheelies on the slow down lap. And Dan, well, he's getting better, isn't he? That's a good effort by him. But say Kent and Leicester, they will be racing in the National Development League Grand Final, as Dan coming round on another lap of honour. Well done to him and to all of the Kent Touch Tech Kings. It really was a great all-round team effort here tonight. Next up will be the parade of the winning team.
Into the playoff final. Meeting ever in the history of Kent Speedway. The National League playoff final against the Leicester Lion Club. 6:30 p.m. start time. Gates open at 5 p.m. I suggest you get in very early.
And well, Derek Barkley just announcing to the crowd that we've got the National League Grand Final here next Monday, and well, that promises to be an absolutely brilliant occasion here at Central Park. And great to see the camaraderie that exists between these youngsters, and not quite so youngsters. Rob Ledwith, of course, who really, well, is my man of the match here this evening. As the rain, well, it's returned. It hasn't really been away, has it, here this evening, but it's back for the parade of the winning team, of course, the Kent Touch Tech Kings. And as they come round on a lap of honour, we'll give you tonight's scorers, starting with the very valiant Bellevue running Colts, cool running Colts rather. But Jordan Palin had a couple of race wins, 8 points from his 5 rides. Connor Bailey struggled a bit, just 2 from his outings. Cole Bickley battled hard, 8 and 1 from his 4 rides. Danny Phillips at 3 points, had a couple of falls that did Danny. Leon Flint, 9 points, great reception for the Kings here tonight. 9 points for Leon. Ben Rathbone 5-1 and Ben Woodall scored 1-1 for the Kent Touch Tech Kings. Anders Rowe a very solid 9-1 bonus points. Listen to the roar from the crowd. Jordan Jenkins scored 7, including 2 victories. Dan Gilks an excellent paid 12. Rob Ledwith a quite superb paid 14, just dropping at 1 point in his last ride. Drew Kemp 8-1 from his 4 outings, solid enough. Jake Mulford 4-1 and Alex Spooner 2-1. Let's join Chris, the manager.
To win that final now. So we've had 2 legs that have been affected by the weather, but the best team come out ahead in the end.
Yeah, you know, I'd say Bellevue are a great team, and we've gone down there, we've kept it within 4 points and just gone straight and done the business tonight, so we're over the moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Hunt. Before I go upstairs, I'd like to skip a quick one. Really about next one tonight, but the job done. 2 meetings against Leicester, we could make history for the Kings. Well, we're going to have a go, aren't we? Absolutely thrilled with the way the lads went tonight. Pleased with my performance tonight as well. You know, I was nervous about the weather. I thought we might have possibly lost our home track advantage and sort of turned it into a Gators paradise. But to be fair to our lads, we dropped the clutches tonight. We've got our heads in front, and we just kept pushing. And you know, all credit to the Bellevue boys who've come here on a difficult day. And they put up a spirited fight, but I think ultimately we're a bit too strong for them today. There you go, it's the skipper, Rob Ledwith, ladies and gentlemen. The boys are all coming up now for the press conference, so give them a cheer as they come up through the stand.
Well, good to hear from the riders there, some of the reaction to the action, and well, there's going to be some more in the press conference, which is following next. The Valiant Kings coming round or going to underneath the main stand and getting an absolutely brilliant round of applause, and so they should. They've ridden superbly well here tonight to make their first ever National League Grand Final, and so that promises to be an absolutely brilliant occasion here next Monday. Get here early, that's the word from Derek Barkley. I'm sure it's going to be a bumper crowd as the fans make their way home. Looking forward to 7 days' time. Let's go in for that press conference.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, settle down, settle down. Exciting evening. I'm sure you all want to keep talking because it's so exciting. But we want to introduce the team manager and the riders. And so first, let's give a hand to Chris Hunt. Are you coming, Chris? Right, Chris Hunt, team manager. Now, rider number 1, Anders Rowe. Race up, rider number 2, Jordan Jenkins. Number 3, Dan Gilks. Rider number 4 and our team captain, Rob Ledwith. Number 5, Drew Kemp. Rider number 6, Jake Mulford. And coming up, rider number 7, the ever popular Alex Spooner. Well, it's excellent to have the whole team up here tonight. We've run out of chairs. So Alex and Jake are in the second row here. It's 15-metre penalty. Something like that. Right, I'm going to try and get round to the team manager here. Well, let's let Len through. Big hand to Len Silver. Let's give a big hand. Len Silver. Chair for Len. Right, let's make a space through. Try not to get muddy on the way. Sure, right. Chris, anything you want to talk about tonight?
Well, just a fantastic performance by all 7 riders tonight, and you know, Kent Kings are in the final. It's their first final, and we're going to go and win.
There we are. That's the spirit. I know before the meeting tonight, a lot of people were tense. I know even Graham back in the director's box there, he was pretty tense. I said, but there's nothing to worry about. We got the team, we got the lads. We surely got to win this tonight. Isn't that how you felt?
Well, look, let's make no bones about it. The Bellevue are a really good team, you know, and fair play to Bellevue. They carried on. The conditions were, you know, not ideal. But, you know, we had more determination tonight. We wanted to get to the final, and, you know, this is how we built our team, and it's paid dividends.
Wonderful dividends. It's great to have all the team here, all fit, and still, even after this evening's meeting, still all fit, so that's wonderful stuff. Let's have a word with our #1 rider here. We don't see him too often up here in the press conference, but he's made a special appearance tonight, and we're very pleased to see him. Anders, a great lot of riding tonight, 10 points, paid 10 anyway. And I was just watching you carefully in, what was that, the 5th or 6th heat? You had a bit of a contradiction with one of the other riders. How did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know which one was it. I nearly put it on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what I did, to be honest, but it worked. Well,
what he did was actually put a lot of passion and effort into the race. He really wanted it, and we were quite fortunate, I think, that Leon did his best to stay on his bike, and he did, so I think we would thank him for that. But Anders, what a great ride, what a great evening for you.
yeah, definitely. It's not the easiest of conditions, but all 7 boys worked through it, and we managed to get all 15 races, so that's the main thing for all the fans and everything, to watch 15 races.
Yep, excellent. I think we all agree with that. We didn't expect it, did we? Right, let's have a word with Jordan here. Jordan, a couple of great wins on that. 7 points overall, but you started off really hot.
Yeah, it was alright. I made a few good starts, which is the first this year, so better late than never. Yeah, it was really good tonight. I think all the pressure was on them really after running them close at home, so yeah, on to Leicester now.
Yeah, that's right, on to that. That's the attitude. It's good to have Jordan back in the team, and he started off really well. A couple of wins on the night. Well done, Jordan. All right, what about paid 12? 11 points on the night, Dan. Are you really hot tonight?
Yeah, no, it was really good. You know, it was obviously a tricky track, but everyone rode it really well, and we got the meeting on, and you know the fans were behind us and cheering us on all the way. So it was a great meeting.
Yeah, you got anything to say about race 5? You did a wonderful overtake there on, I think, bend 3, coming around the end there. It looked pretty tight, but you were determined to get past.
Yeah, you know, it's when the track's like that, you have to try and find every little bit of grip, and I realised that there was grip coming off bends too, and he was already there, and I just kind of forced my way through. So, no, we got the obviously the 5-1 in that one, and it was a really good meeting from then on.
Yeah, I think that's where it really looked like, well, we got it on the night, right from there onwards. Right, okay, let's have a word with our inspirational captain. Our inspirational captain, Mr. Ledwith. And wow, you've really come hot tonight, haven't you? 14 points, or paid 14?
Yeah, we had a good one tonight. Making some starts, which is a refreshing, refreshing change. My start's not been too bad, but it gets a bit fluffy towards the end of the meeting when the starts get a bit drier. So because we had, excuse my French, shitloads of rain today, the starts didn't dry out. The starts didn't dry out, and I was hopping out the starts quite nicely all night. But so really thrilled with that. My gating at Bellevue was pretty tidy too. So hopefully I'll continue that into our meeting to Leicester, and we can go and storm it.
I think looking at your attitude tonight, there's no hopefully. You've obviously got it in you. You've got the passion. You've got the determination. You had 3 wins, a paid 3, and then in the end there, I mean, you just soldiered on to get you 1 point after that fall.
Yeah, I had a little bit of sense this time. I mean, last time I was here, I couldn't even count to 4. So I remember, don't lay on the ground. You're in a point-paying position here. Get your ginger backside up and get another point, Robert. paid second actually, so it was even more important for me to get my backside up.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, actually, when you were coming round on that final lap, I was just thinking, I hope Rob just doesn't go head straight to the pits now.
The trouble is that when you're riding slowly, believe it or not, it's actually more easy to fall off than it is when you're riding absolutely flat out. So even riding around at the end there, sort of two-wheeling it, with the track as it is, I nearly fell off again actually, down the bottom, believe it or not. Probably should have just gassed it all the way around again, but yeah, I just got into some gooey stuff at the end here and done a pretty little pirouette.
Yeah. And what about your good lady? Was she a bit nervous tonight, seeing you really going for it? I saw there was a quick kiss before that last heat.
Yeah, she turned up with our little baby daughter Harmony, and final few words of encouragement there, but. Yeah, she probably was calling me all sorts of names actually for falling down on my backside, Carla, because she's right behind me in every sense of the way.
No, well done. She's in the back there with Harmony and she's smiling, so she's a happy lady. So you did it for everybody tonight, Rob. Well done. And then on to Drew, a win, couple of seconds, Drew, points all the way through, 8 points in all. Still a good night?
You know, personally not for me. You know, it's just a tough night all round really. And, you know, when a track's like how it is, you know, you got to make some starts, and that's obviously what I wasn't doing. So, you know, on to Leicester and hopefully I can make some starts, and yeah, we should be well away.
Yeah, I know we've seen you, you know, ride really strongly throughout the season, and so as you say, it probably wasn't the best for you tonight, but in the end it contributed to the team. 8 points in, you're part of a winning squad, and Leicester, you can maybe go for the max.
Yeah, of course, and you know, it was a really good result for the team tonight, and you know, I'm pleased that we're through to the final, so just gives me another chance to sort of redeem myself and yeah, go out there and, as you say, hopefully make some starts and yeah, score that max.
Yeah, he's going to redeem himself. You don't redeem yourself from the sort of riding that Drew does. Well done, Drew. Right, we've still got in the second row here, there's still some serious riding from Jake Mulford. Jake, well, paid five tonight. 4, you got to win your first race.
Yeah, the first ride was good, just real slick, but you got to just get used to it, like everyone.
Yeah, I think, well, it's difficult for everyone, and obviously difficult for Bellevue, obviously more difficult for Bellevue because they just couldn't keep up with our lads tonight.
Yeah, definitely not. We all did really good round here tonight.
Yeah, great team. Well done. That's Jake Mulford. And then Alex. Alex, not a large number of points for you tonight, but you contributed. 2, paid 3.
Yeah, pretty disappointed with that. Just couldn't quite get the bike going, unfortunately. But you know, it doesn't really matter because you know the team pulled up and we're through to the final, so it's all good.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing, is that it's not just about the rider. Obviously, your bike's got to be in tip-top condition and work for you on the night. And perhaps you said earlier, just wasn't quite right for you tonight.
No, just couldn't quite get the bike there, but. Hopefully the team pull together and, you know, not worry about it now. Let's celebrate that we're through to the final, and I'll think about what went wrong tomorrow.
Okay, well, as far as the team's concerned, not much went wrong, but well done, Alex, anyway. Oh, we're going to have a quick word with Len. Now, Len Silver, everyone knows Len, or most people should know Len, our co-sponsor, the main man for the Speedway Kings. Len, what are you going to say about your team tonight?
Well, let me say this. There are 3 lots of people to really appreciate this evening. The first people to appreciate is the riders of both teams who rode a track that most riders would have said, we ain't riding that, and made it look as if it was brilliant. And I think we should give a round of applause to the Bellevue boys as well as our boys. That aspect was absolutely brilliant. Secondly, I think we need to thank the very good common sense of the referee, who kept the meeting buzzing along and there were riders who were getting a bit doubtful, not on our side I might add, and he didn't take any notice. He kept pushing that 2-minute buzzer to keep them. I don't know if you noticed, we were all done and dusted by 8:05. Absolutely brilliant refereeing this evening. And third and final, the amazing, amazing fact that everybody here and loads turned out to watch this event on a meeting that was filthy, wet and cold. You're to be congratulated, and thanks very much for that. Face a very, very powerful Leicester side, and I'm expecting our leg of the finals to be next Monday. Obviously I can't confirm that until tomorrow morning, when I should be on the phone to Leicester to fix that, but I fully expect next week to be that final fixture with them. And who knows, I think we can put them to the sword. Let's do it.
Well done, a big hand. Okay, well, also this evening we were blessed with the attendance of members of the Borough Council, and we've got Deputy Mayor Roger Clark. That's him. He's here with us. He had a nice chat with his namesake, Roger Searns, earlier on, who was here supporting us as well. But Roger, you had a great evening, I hope. You came along with the Mayor's PA, Heather Elliott. But Roger, what do you think about tonight's meeting and about Kent Kings?
I've thoroughly enjoyed myself tonight, and what a fantastic result for these guys who ride and for the club. You're in the finals next week, and I will be coming to watch you because I've been smitten by you. What wonderful supporters the club has, because it needs you people to keep the club going. So good luck to you. Well done.
Yeah, thanks very much, Roger. And we had laid on some food in the director's box, and at about race 10, which was way past the time the food was ready, Roger and Heather here were saying, have we got time to go and get food, or is there going to be another race? We don't want to miss anything. So they had a quick rush up and grabbed the sausage roll, and back they were watching the race. So it was wonderful having you folks here tonight. Gentlemen, thanks very much from everyone at Kent Kings. Right, now we're going to have another word. We've also got a councillor here, Councillor Bill Tathan, Councillor's Shepway, is it Isle of Sheppey East? Yeah. Right, it is Isle of Sheppey East. Now Bill battled to get up here this evening. He's got a few problems with his knees and his hips, but he got up there and he's been supporting all evening, and he's been shouting and marking and making positive sounds. So, what do you got to say, Bill?
This is my first time at Speedway proper, and all I wanted to see this evening was the blue and reds go over that winning line, and they achieved it. And all I can say to these riders, fantastic. I'll be coming back to see you again. I think the support that you get from the Sittingbourne people is also fantastic, and the hospitality that I got from the club, Mary, Martin and Graham, was also fantastic. So on that, I'll conclude I've had a fantastic evening. Thank you very much.
Right, we're going to move on to the Rider of the Night presentation. Must be a really difficult choice. I've no idea who it is at the moment. And Paul Baldock, is it Baldock? Paul Baldock, and he's come along with Simon Crafton family,